Did you know that your pet will be exposed to over 85,000 toxins every single day? In this short video, I'm going to teach you why it's important to learn about these toxins that your pet may be exposed to, but also they give you 3 tips on how to help them detox their bodies safely. Hey, pet parents, I'm Dr. Katie Woodley, the natural pet doctor. I'm a holistic veterinarian and I'm on a mission to help pet parents like you help your pets thrive with a more holistic approach to help them live a long and vibrant life. Today's video is really important because there's so many toxins out there and many pet parents don't even realize what their pets are coming into contact. So where can your pet be exposed to these potential toxins? A big area of common exposure is in the environment. So indoors, outdoors, in the external outside environment. So things like pesticides, herbicides, chemicals that are sprayed on the grass, motor oil, antifreeze that could be in the street that your pet might walk through. And then we have the internal toxins, the inside environment. So in the house, these are cleaning chemicals, laundry detergents, the air freshener. So those Glade plugins that might be putting out toxic chemicals into the air. New furniture, new bedding, new clothing. There's all sorts of areas, beauty products you use on your skin that your pets may lick off, come into contact with. Remember, dogs and our cats groom themselves every single day, and they're potentially ingesting these chemicals and not only breathing them in, but taking them in eternally. Your pet's food is another source of chemicals and potential toxins, and that'll be one of the things that we're going to talk about in a minute. The top 3 things that I want you to walk away with to help your pet detox safely, because they're coming into constant exposure through the foods they're eating, the water they're drinking, going outside, the chemicals that are in our environment, are to first reduce those numbers of toxins. Look at your cleaning products. Look at what chemicals you're potentially putting on yourself that you're using in your home and around your home. These are the things that we can control the most. So if we're not actively looking at how to reduce the number of toxins and exposures that we are potentially putting out, your pet's always going to be exposed to more and more things every single day. The other area I want you to take a look at is, what foods are you feeding? How do you optimize your pet's food? This is where a lot of the processed foods, they have artificial colors, artificial flavorings. They're leading to inflammation in your pet's body. And so we need to, as a pet parent, learn how to read those pet food labels. This is really, really important. Are the things that are helpful to your pet's immune system truly in there? Or are we only putting more toxins into their body that can lead to diseases like cancer, cysts, lumps, bumps, autoimmune disease, allergies down the road? If you're not able to feed a wholesome, home-cooked, real food diet or transition to a raw food diet, then what you can do is you can start adding in organic vegetables and fruits like blueberries and broccoli, cabbage, that have higher amounts of phytonutrients in them to help reduce inflammation, but also provide the nutrients to help the body detox. So this leads to the next step, supporting those detox pathways, specifically liver health. The liver has 2 separate detox pathways. So when toxins are absorbed into the body, ingested, absorbed through the skin, when they come into the body, what happens is they're a fat-soluble toxin. So they're either stored in the fat, and then they go through this process in the liver through step 1 to turn into a water-soluble toxin eventually and be excreted out through the colon or the kidneys. But if we don't feed the body what it needs, so the right amino acids or the nutrients, so things that tend to be higher in glutathione, have higher sulfur compounds to support those detox pathways, your pet's not going to be able to turn that fat-soluble toxin into a water-soluble toxin and excrete it out of the body. So then what happens is that toxin stays there. And the body goes, okay, we'll deal with that later. But later never comes because we're not optimizing those detox pathways with the right foods or supplements, such as like milk thistle, using that intermittently to help reduce inflammation and optimize those detox pathways. And then your pet's still being bombarded by other toxins, and then they're just storing them and it's recirculating throughout the body. So we have to look at, are we giving our pets the things it needs to detox appropriately to get those toxins out? But this is the third point. If we're not looking at the systems that filter out the toxins, that get it out of the body, and we're not optimizing those, then we're stuck. We're dead in the water. So this would be looking at GI health. If you have a dog that has anxiety, has separation anxiety, is fearful, most likely they have what's called leaky gut. And this is where their gut health is off, and that lining of the gut wall is leaky. So it allows food, bacteria, toxins to pass through the GI lining into the bloodstream and sets up an immune response that's overreactive, and it leads to more inflammation and can lead to things like allergies and other diseases. But also what's happening, if we're not feeding the right foods, we could potentially be putting in these toxins like glyphosate, which is Roundup. So it's an herbicide, but it's also an antibiotic, and it's killing off the microbiome in your gut, your pet's gut. That microbiome is where 80% of your pet's immune system is. So if we aren't optimizing that immune health, microbes are going to be out of whack, that we may have more harmful gut microbes that are producing more toxins. The body, the gut health is sluggish, so the body's not able to get those toxins out of the body. So then it's just recirculating back in, and your pet's building up more and more of a toxic burden. Ways to support gut health. So fulvic and humic acid are two important compounds that aren't talked about a lot, and they're found in the decomposed organic matter. So they're in the soil. And what they do is they actually bind to the toxins. So they can bind to the glyphosate in your pet's food in the stomach, trap it, and expel it through the colon so it doesn't set up house and create more inflammation and kill the good bacteria. So we're supporting a better microbiome for your dog. We're supporting the immune health. We're getting rid of the toxins. We're opening up that pathway out of the body. But also that fulvic acid and humic acid are high in antioxidants. So they're supporting those detox pathways in the liver, and they're providing those extra nutrients, and they're driving those nutrients into the cell to optimize cellular health. So this is where it's really neat to look at GI health, liver health, looking at the food and how it all integrates together so that we can truly optimize your pet's health, detox their body, and keep them feeling really good. So check out those probiotics that are soil-based probiotics, because they're going to have the fulvic acid, the humic acid in them, along with other different strains of good beneficial bacteria to help restore that optimal gut health. So strains like Saccharomyces, Lactobacillus, the Bifidobacterium, and you can start implementing that in with a higher quality diet, using those foods that are high in phytonutrients to help reduce inflammation, detox those toxins your pet's being exposed to every single day, and help them live a longer and more vibrant life.